Welcome back to the Building Wealth from Scratch podcast. We are your hosts, Bianca and Jerry, and today we are excited to be back. And I can't believe it's spring already. This year is flying by.
The following is for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult a professional before making any financial decisions. For your reference, our full disclaimer will be displayed at the end of the episode.
I just wanted to share that we started watching this show. I think I like to give show recommendations because sometimes I don't even know what to watch on TV anymore. But I think the Jury Duty presents Company Retreat is on Amazon Prime, and it's been really funny to watch that show. It's pretty much the context of that show is that they're all actors on a company except one employee. So they're pretty much doing like all these funny bits, but like the actual employee that is not an actor does not know. And so it's just funny to see how much they get away with. Jerry, you thought it was Jury Duty, like the one we grew up like Judge Judy?
Yeah, yeah, Judge Judy and all that,
Yeah,
and divorce court.
yeah, me too. Like I thought that too. And then I went on TikTok and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like Jury Duty was even funnier than Company Retreat." So I was like, "Wait, I think this is like the second
Yeah,
version of a prior
I mean,
version."
I hate reality TV, so just
Yeah.
to just for me to say that it's funny, that says a lot. And so I'm like, even if it's fake, like let's say that the guy does know, it's hilarious. It's like The Office, but like on steroids.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. It's funny. And then just for context, I feel like Jerry's more like dark humor versus I'm not. But now I think I've just been spending so much time. Like I'm married to him, so it's like now I have like a lot more dark humor in me. But before I was like, I don't think this is funny. But it's a really good show. So I think even if for me to think that it was good, I think some like even if someone is not into dark humor.
Yeah, so if you don't have anything to watch, just check it out. The episodes are like 20 minutes each, so it's like it's doable.
Yeah, it's super doable. But yeah, I think pretty much this year has flown by and I can't believe we're 1 week away from the first quarter of the year. And I feel like there's just so much time still for 2026 for you to still accomplish your goals. I know for at least for me, a lot of it was to start working out again consistently just because last semester I had a lot of classes and I neglected my fitness all over again. So now it's been like getting back to my fitness, and a big realization has been when I'm waking up early for my morning class, I do feel like I'd rather sleep in, but I feel really good afterwards after working out. So that was a big goal of mine, and I know for Jerry and I, like going to the farmers market has been a big goal for both of us just because we want to eat healthier. And this year, we actually were able to leave alcohol for like a good amount, like 2 months. At least I think for me, it was 2 months. I think for Jerry, I think it was a month and a half. And I think it was really nice to just like decompose and start off the year. But there's definitely
Oh, this
decompose, decompress. Sorry.
you know what decomposes?
Yes,
When
yes.
you die, it goes back to being in the dirt.
Sorry. Decompress. That's why I keep you around.
Damn, babe, we're dying.
Day by day.
uh,
Day by day.
crazy.
Um, now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, decompress. Decompress. That's the word. So it's a good way to decompress. It was hard at first, but I think
And detox.
and detox. That was the word I was looking for. Detox. Yeah. So
Yeah, I feel great. I think leaving alcohol is it's a big step in the right direction. Like you just feel the difference. You sleep better, you have more energy, the whole nine yards. So it's pretty awesome. And I think for me, I think this year I made it a priority to do more webinars for other organizations,
Mm.
like the Foundation of Financial Planning. They do a lot of nonprofit work. And so this morning, that's what I actually did. I did a webinar for nonprofit for military families, and I love it. Just donating an hour, hour and a half of my time to educate people on finances, and hopefully they leave feeling empowered and able to really take that and make it their own in their situation.
Yeah, I think that's something these past 2 years have been realizing what I like and what you like, and more so of in our personal life, but also in our business of just what are some things that we enjoy to make this sustainable. I think for you, it's webinars and meeting people in person and talk and connecting with others, whether it's entrepreneurship or personal finance. And I think that for you really excites you versus social media is not the place where you like to do that as much. I think because you feel like it's very filtered and it's not very raw and transparent. And I I completely understand that. Versus me, I do like social media a lot more, and I think it's a cool way to connect with others. So I think we like balance each other out. And so I think it's been finding like what works for us, and just figuring that out because we want to make that sustainable. And I think that's been the pretty much the message with even changing our personal habits, right? It's like, let's make this sustainable. Let's not make this like super restrictive, but let's make it work. So we've been like gradually changing our habits. One of them, like these past couple of years, has been like eating out. Like we were eating out a lot more, like probably ordering probably 5 to 6 times a week. If it wasn't lunch, we would order out dinner. And that was just, that became our new normal. And little by little, we reduced that to once to twice a week, which I think is a big deal. And maybe for some families, they don't order out at all. But for us, like that was our normal. And so I think it's like really taking your priorities and understanding yourself, like where am I at right now, and what is it that I can kind of cut down little by little. And even for someone like me, I easily get distracted and I lose sight of the bigger picture. And I think you're really good at that, Jerry, of like, this is the big picture, like focus. And so, as someone who's very detail oriented, I easily lose track of that.
Yeah, no, and I think that's totally normal. Yeah, so there's been a lot of changes, like good changes, like with our habits and all that. But we've also made some changes in the business. But one that I'm definitely very proud of is we sent out our first client survey, and we've been getting a lot of good feedback. So it's awesome to hear, our clients' thoughts and how we can get better and their recommendations. So that's pretty awesome. That stuff that we can start working on, early in the year to implement this year. So we got that going. And then the other thing is we revamped our website. So I'm like totally stoked on how awesome it looks now. So
Yeah.
if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. The goal for revamping it was to make it look more easy. Like I want people to go to our website and understand exactly what we do and why we do it. And if they want to purchase our services, they want to become a client, they know the process of what that looks like. And that way it gets their mind thinking of questions to ask if they do want to proceed or they want to meet with me for initial consultation. And so that was the thought process. I just wanted to make it as seamless as possible so people can say yes, they sound like a good fit for me, or no. And I think we definitely accomplished that.
Yeah, it looks so good. I think that was like we were on a high last week or this past weekend because we were like, "Oh my gosh, it looks so amazing. Now we can do so much more." And the thing is like a website is important because it's like the foundation for everything else that your business is going to plug into. That's been the biggest lesson for us these past 2 years. And so I think just that's why we were so excited. We were like, yes, like it finally looks so good. Like it's finally getting the message across because we felt like our
Yep.
prior website was like stuck in the 2000s. One, it didn't
Yeah,
like
it hasn't modernized.
yeah, it did, and also, like, it was just so hard to edit, it was hard for us to change, and so much since the beginning, like, our messaging has changed so much, so now we're able to, like, automatically update that, and I also wanna say, like, we worked on our email list, which is, like, now you're writing emails, so I think this past quarter has been, like, tag teaming on, like, what I enjoy. So for me, I'm the one editing the podcast, I'm creating the reels, creating the social media posts, and Jerry is doing the emailing. So he's writing emails every week, and then he's also making changes to the website on top of all the other different hats he wears. So we tag team things because I think that's what makes it feasible, and he also says like he enjoys writing and that's the biggest part for me. It's like I want you to do the parts that you enjoy because during the beginning of our launch of our business, I was trying to get Jerry to show up online and he was just like, this is just not me. And so I was like, this is what we have to do because everybody's doing it. And so now I kind of let that go and I'm like, okay, like if your thing is like writing emails and eventually you do want to write blogs, like writing and connecting through writing, like then that's totally fine. Like that's your thing. That's not my thing. My thing is more creating content. So let's tag team in that way. And I think that can easily translate in your finances because even for us, like Jerry hates keeping up with the budget tracker. He's like, spreadsheet, no thank you. Versus me, I'm like, yes, like let's make this intense, let's make this
Yeah,
visualization.
add all these freaking formulas that I don't even know what they mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's like we're figuring this out. We figured it out from our finance perspective, like what tag teaming looks like, but now we're figuring it out from a business perspective.
Yeah, and it's been fun. I think that's what makes it enjoyable, that the vision, the way you do things when you first start out, they're always going to be changing. And I think that's what I enjoy the most is always being flexible and always adjusting. Because that's what makes it fun. Because if not, it's going to be the same thing every day, and I don't want that. I want it to be enjoyable. I want it to be fun, and I want it to adapt with how life and the world is moving. And I think that's why the webinar or the not the webinar the website brought us so much joy because we're like, oh wow, we're finally making the changes, like just tweaks to the words and really just being more clear, and that's what we want because that's what we bring to our clients. It's that clarity. It's that clarity that you're gonna do the things that you need to do for the reasons that matter to you, and and so I just always felt like a hypocrite because I'm like, that's what I preach for my clients, but yet my marketing and my business isn't doing that for people. And so that's why I always want to bring clarity. And I think that's what we did with all our marketing endeavors this year.
Yeah. We wanted to make sure that the podcast was going on a weekly basis. We wanted to do our email on a consistent basis and we wanted our website to look good. And then for me, I think I want to launch like a budget boot camp with our clients where if you work with us, then you get the opportunity to work with me and I help you build your budget and meet you where you're at and build on from there. So I think I'm very excited. Like these are my strengths and this is what I can bring to the table. And this is what Jerry brings to the table and finally getting to this place because I'm not gonna lie, like yes, it has been fun and challenging, but there has been moments where we're definitely questioning like what the hell are we doing and
Yeah.
what is this and figuring it out. It almost feels like all over again, like our money journey, but in business.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. It's just learning from it. And the other thing that Bianca didn't mention, but we're also trying to revamp our freebie. We're trying to do I don't even know what it's called. Like how would we say it? It's like a video series.
Yes, a video series. Yes.
Yeah. So we're trying to revamp our freebie from that clunky PDF that's like 10 pages long. Again, I want to bring clarity. And so the way that we can bring clarity and give you more value is by, instead of doing a PDF, we're going to make a video series out of that to really give you real world examples and to really tie it in so how it makes sense for an individual. Because the goal is for you to apply it so that you understand your financial situation. So I think to summarize this year so far has been clarity, bringing clarity to ourselves, to our processes, but also bringing clarity to our clients and potential clients, giving them the clarity to know, is this person, are we a good fit for each other or are we not?
Yeah, I don't know if you wanna mention this, but we also have had failures. Like, yes, we've had a lot of success this year. Jerry and I made the decision and in Q4 of last year to join in this lead generation program. So basically buying leads to help us like
Q3.
Q3. Yes, we made that decision in Q3 of last year. So that way in Q4 we would have some leads coming in while I took a step back and I was in school, and it ended up being like not a good fit. We realized like how powerful, like at least for me personally, I realized how powerful my role is in the firm because I think I was undermining my role so much. Like, oh, I because I'm not in the trenches every day, like in the meetings, like I was downplaying myself, like what I do doesn't really matter that much. And I think taking a step back really made me realize like, oh no, I do have a strong a strong like role in this company. And so I think we needed that failure to realize like how much more we can do. And so now I think that's given me a lot more confidence and clarity. And I think through that we were like, oh no, like our ideal client are millennials, mid-career professionals who want a lot more clarity, who have kids. And a lot of it has also been like, okay, we don't have kids yet, but we know that we do have the tools to help out with those type of financial goals, like sending your kid off to college.
I wouldn't even say that it's not because we have kids or we don't have kids, because we do plan on having kids, just
Yeah,
whenever God blesses us with our first child. But the other thing is that because we're millennials, we were told that we have to wait on kids. We
yeah,
have this pre-notion that kids are going to slow you down and cause, more harm than good. And so we're trying to change that. And we change that by revamping and rewiring your finances because let's be honest, finances have only gotten harder. It's gotten harder to live than easier in the last 20, 30 years. And so that's part of the mission that we have. It's like, no, we want people to really go after what they want, what they believe in, and not let money be a factor.
yeah. Yeah, that's a big why for us. And I think at the end of the day, one of the biggest lessons we have learned, it's like priorities. Like that's really what ends up being the game changer is like how much are you prioritizing and pushing through even when life happens? Because for the longest time, I think for myself, I was like, oh, when everything is like figured out, then I'll start this next big thing. And I think that was the thing with budgeting coaching, which it was like once everything else is aligned in my life, every area of my life is perfect, then that's when I'll start this big thing that I want to do. And I think I've had to unlearn that life will continue to happen and it's just, are you going to prioritize that thing while everything else around you is happening? So, a lot of life lessons with the business and this past year, but I think I'm very proud of like where we're heading and also like the new changes that we're making and also the fact that we're going to provide even more value to our clients now and I think it's just like all kind of heading in the right direction and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, no, me too. So it's gonna be a fun year, and we just look forward to unveiling all that to our clients and really helping them to the best of our ability. That's the goal. They're the priority, and that's what we want to make sure that no matter what we do, we're prioritizing our clients.
Yeah, I think the only thing I want to leave with the audience today is that reflect on what you've accomplished, whether it's this past quarter, this past year, and honestly, celebrate your successes, because I think as we move forward, it's sometimes very easy to reflect on what we yet haven't accomplished, but I think it is equally as important to reflect on what you have accomplished. So that's something that I recently have been working on. And that's why I like to remind myself constantly of like, what was I going through last year? What is it that I overcame? And then what is it that I'm looking forward to next year? So I hope that helps. Jerry, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I think it's so easy to get lost in the process, when you're achieving something or trying to achieve something, but it takes a lot of little wins to get there. And so, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. You should celebrate those little wins because no matter what, that's one step closer to the ultimate goal. And that's what you want. You want to be consistently making progress.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I think this past quarter, I am definitely happy about the small wins, and I can't wait for it to compound to the big wins. So I am excited for there's 3 more quarters to the year. So there's still time. There's still time to make a lot more progress, and I'm excited, and I think we will end today's episode with this. I think this was good just to give a little update of what has been happening behind the scenes at Confianza Wealth Management. And yeah, I think we'll look forward to seeing you guys next episode. Thank you for chiming in. Bye.
I Confianza Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor in the state of California. Advisory services are only offered to clients or prospective clients where Confianza Wealth Management and its representatives are properly registered or exempt from registration. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute individualized advice or a guarantee that you will achieve a desired result. You should consult with an appropriate tax and/or financial advisor for advice specific to your situation. All expressions of opinion reflect the judgment of the host/interviewee on the date of the program and are subject to change. Presented is believed to be factual and up to date, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. Discussion should not be construed as an offer to buy or sell or a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell the investments mentioned. A professional advisor should be consulted before implementing any of the strategies discussed. Investments involve varying degrees of risk, and there can be no assurance that any specific investment or strategy will be suitable or profitable for a client's portfolio. All investment strategies can result in profit or loss.